6. First, the highlights. Lagos State government organizes upskilling capacity workshop for tradesmen, artisans. UNESCO earmarks 32 billion naira to tackle drug abuse, bullying in schools across Nigeria. On a foreign scene, Israel vows retaliation after rocket kills 12 children in Golan Heights. And in sports, Nigerian lightweight boxer Cynthia Ogunshemilori fails dope test ahead of opening fight at Paris Olympics. And now the details. I am Akan Usen. Lagos State government has organized a capacity enhancement program for members of the informal sector comprising tradesmen and artisans as part of efforts to improve work performances and contribute to the industrial development of the state. Commissioner for Wealth Creation and Employment Akinyemi Ajibotafe stated that the commencement of the program is a clear demonstration of the state government's commitment to capacity development for practicing tradesmen and artisans for competitiveness in Lagos State. He said the upskilling program is in line with the Themes Plus agenda of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu for an all-inclusive government, as well as to enable artisans and tradesmen benefit from the program and maximize their potential using modern equipment to produce more output at a higher capacity. In her remarks, the Executive Secretary, Lagos State Technical and Vocational Education Board, Ronke Aziz, stated that the agency will provide the facility for the training program. The Lagos Indigenous Youth Network has urged citizens to be cautious of protests that may lead to tension and violence and instead encourage dialogue and collaboration with leaders to address grievances. Leader of the Indigenous Youth Network, Mobolaji Ogunlende, made this call at a press conference held at the iconic Three Wise Men statue in Nuruddin Olopopo with the theme Peaceful Dialogue Over Protest. Ogunlende, who emphasized the importance of constructive engagement and peaceful coexistence, noted that the destructions during the NSAS saga is still fresh as many business owners are out of business. He also highlighted the numerous achievements of the Lagos State government, including payment of above minimum wage, clearance of pension backlogs, and provision of free healthcare and education.
Against the citizens constructively engaging their leaders when it's crucial, but the moment when such engagement becomes a platform for tension and growing, sponsored for political scores, then it is time to call for caution. This is what we are doing here today. The intelligence gathered so far reveals that the protest is politically motivated and not in the interest of Lagosians who are peace-loving and hardworking. We do not support it. We say no to any protest in whatever guise or disguise. We are coming together to defend our Lagos against any possible destruction.
The youth leader implored parents to caution their children against any form of social vices under disguise as protest, emphasizing that the government is aware of the hardship and would further cushion the effects. The Amnesty International has warned against threatening protesters, saying doing so would undermine the legacy of President Bola Tinubu. Chairman of Amnesty International in Nigeria, Awal Rafsanjani, commended security agencies for democratically conducting themselves. He also called on the government and security agencies to provide security cover to the protest to avoid a situation whereby hoodlums could take advantage of the situation. Since the End Bad Governance in Nigeria started gaining traction on social media, many top government officials have advised against the demonstrations, arguing that the protest could be hijacked by hoodlums. They urged the citizens to have faith in the current administration, noting that the president is committed to addressing the welfare and concerns of Nigerians. Airstrikes by the Nigerian Air Force NAF aircrafts have destroyed 12 illegal refining sites and 2 reservoirs in Abia and Rivers states. NAF spokesperson Edward Gapquet, in a statement, said the airstrikes were conducted on Friday, July 25. Gapquet said the sighting of illegal refining sites in fenced living environments by oil thieves was indicative of the sophisticated of the sophistication of the illegal oil refining trade that would require other means beyond airstrikes to checkmate. He noted that armed reconnaissance missions as well as destruction of illegal refining sites will continue unabated until crude oil theft and other forms of economic sabotage are reduced to the barest minimum. Now to the rest of the stories. The United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, has announced an allocation of 32 billion naira to enhance and develop the skills of over 8,000 teachers across the country. UNESCO said the project is to ensure that teachers have the necessary skills and resources to effectively train children, positively influence them, and develop life skills, which will in turn stop drug abuse and bullying in schools. Head of UNESCO Abuja office Abdurrahmani Diallo made the announcement at a stakeholders engagement in preparation for a national training for schools in Nigeria to combat bullying and drug abuse. Proffering solutions, Diallo stated that teachers will be dispatched to various states across Nigeria to raise awareness among adolescents and children to curb bullying among students and drug abuse prevalent among youths. He also advised that schools should provide safe spaces to enable students to speak out when they are being bullied. As part of its continued efforts at institutionalizing best waste management practices and to forestall outbreaks of diseases, especially cholera, the Ogun State Waste Management Authority, Ogwama, says it will collaborate with all religious camps to checkmate cholera and other diseases in the state. Special advisor to Ogun State Governor on Waste Management, Abayomi Huye, stated this when he led the management team of Ogwama on a visit to the Redeemed Christian Church of God, RCC, camp to inspect the waste management facilities of the camp. Huye said since the camp and many others host thousands of people who are either residents or visitors, there is a need for Ogwama to collaborate with them to get their waste management practices right, as any lapse could lead to serious outbreak, especially waterborne diseases such as cholera. Now to foreign news. Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant has vowed to hit the enemy hard after rocket fire from Lebanon killed 12 young people in the Israeli-annexed Golan Heights, and again raised fears that the war in Gaza could spread. The Israeli army called it the deadliest attack on Israeli civilians since the October 7 attack that began the war in Gaza and triggered regular exchanges of fire across the Lebanese border. Meanwhile, Iran has warned Israel that any new military adventures in Lebanon could lead to unforeseen consequences. On their parts, the Western powers, including France and Germany, have condemned the attack and appealed for calm, with the European Union calling for an independent probe into what happened. Now sports. Nigerian lightweight boxer Cynthia Ogunshemilore has been provisionally suspended after testing positive for a banned substance ahead of her opening fight at the Paris Olympics. The International Testing Agency ITA said the 2022 Commonwealth Games bronze medalist and African Games champion tested positive for furosemide, a diuretic on the World Anti-Doping Agency's prohibited list in an out-of-competition doping control collected. According to ITA on its website, Ogunshemilore has been informed of the case and has been provisionally suspended until the resolution of the matter in line with the World Anti-Doping Code and the International Olympic Committee anti-doping rules. The suspension means Ogunshemilore is barred from competing, training, coaching, or participating in any activity during the Paris 2024 Olympics, who was scheduled to face Taiwan's Wu Shiye in a round of 16 bout on Tuesday. And just before we go, slow down at road junctions, intersections and pedestrian crossings. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms. On Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. On X, Traffic Radio 961. Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961. On YouTube, subscribe and watch us live on our channel, Traffic Radio 961. You can also visit our website on www.trafficradio961.ng. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration initiated 500 hectares Rise Farm Technology Intervention Project? You can get more details on the Lagos State government's website. To end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. Lagos State government has organized a capacity enhancement program for members of the informal sector comprising tradesmen and artisans as part of efforts to improve work performances and contribute to the industrial development of the state. The United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, has announced an allocation of 32 billion naira to enhance and develop the skills of over 8,000 teachers across the country. We also told you that the Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant has vowed to hit the enemy hard after rocket fire from Lebanon killed 12 young people in the Israeli-annexed Golan Heights and again raised fears that the war in Gaza will spread. And in sports, Nigerian lightweight boxer Cynthia Ogunshemilore has been provisionally suspended after testing positive for a banned substance ahead of her opening fight at the Paris Olympics. For contact with the newsroom, please send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. And that ends the news broadcast compiled by Adeswa Ejoyoka. I am Akan Usen. Thanks for listening and please stay safe.